Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the scion of the Suckit family fortune, Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yukon Suckit. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you once again from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Magic GG off of the standard platinum and mythic list of decks that have done fairly well in those categories. This one is, as I think it is Mardu-ish. Is it really? I'm looking, because we got a little bit of red right there, but this is kind of the stuff you're going to just be getting back in funny ways. This is really kind of like an Orzhov deck, but there is a little splash of red right there. So, man, I'm not exactly sure what to call it. I just called it the pile, because as far as I can tell, this deck is just a big pile of cards. I couldn't really tell. I just saw there was a bunch of things in here I really liked, and I thought, man, I got to see how this thing works, because you know what? They're like everything from here to here is like pretty much a creature. It's a creature. You know, sure, there's one, enchantment right there, but it's the kind that turns into a creature after 3 turns. So it's like, this is practically like an all creature deck. And it's supposed to work. And somehow it's supposed to be competitive. So I don't know. I mean, one thing I can see is that there are a bunch of clerics here at the low end. And we got the Shadow White Priest. And I think that this is like our Cleric Tribal deck was, where it's all about getting out enough clerics so that you can Shadow White Priest and end up pulling out something big. But I think there's a little bit more to it, because there's definitely a lot in the big range. And maybe, I don't know, a little bit less on the low range, with a little bit more going on in there. So let's take a look at the cards. We'll try to figure out what's going on. And then we'll take it out and see how well it does. At the low range, we've got the Ollenbock Escort. She's out there with her double-candled staff, looking for trouble. She's a 1/1 for 1 with vigilance. And then you can sacrifice it for target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Gains lifelink and indestructible until the end of the turn. So she'll upkeep some stuff alive. Here's the Evolved Sleeper, who is also a 1/1 for 1. And you can start growing this guy, because he's a grower, not a shower. So yeah, for every, you could pump a black mana to him, as many as you can, really. And first one makes him into a 2/2 cleric. After that, it's 2 more mana. We'll turn him into a cleric with Death Touch. And he becomes a Phyrexian human cleric, who's a 3/3 with Death Touch. And then after that, you keep pumping +1/+1. You get to draw a card, and you lose a life. But that costs you 3 to do that. But you have to move them step by step by step to get them up the levels there. Let's see, we got Giada, who's there mostly to help out the angels. How many angels do we have? We've got Impressive Overseer, Archangel of Wrath, Serra Paragon, and Liesa, the Forgotten Archangel. So this is both a cleric deck and an angel deck, and a, legendary worship deck, I guess. I don't know what we'd call it. So anyways, there's Giada. And so she comes out. She's a 2/2 for 2 with flying and vigilance. And then each other angel enters the battlefield while she's in play, gets an additional +1/+1 counter for each angel you already control. So she could, if you got enough angels out, they come out pumped while Giada's out. Usually nowadays, she's a target. People know you cannot let a Giada live. She just helps everybody out way too much and gets you to the big stuff early. So she's got to be killed. Intrepid Adversary. This guy is somebody who's okay at the beginning, because he's a 3/1 life, 3/1 for 2 with lifelink. But if you can put him out with 4 mana, he becomes a 4/2 with lifelink that gives everybody +1/+1. If you could do 6 mana, he gives everybody +2/+2, and he's, basically is the 3/1 with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. This guy is pretty good. I really like him a lot. We got the Shadow White Priest, who other clerics get +1/+1. Man, there's just a lot of synergy we're seeing in this deck right now. So that means that all these other guys who were a little bit on the wussy side are going to be +1/+1 as you put them out. So between the Intrepid Adversary and the Shadowrite Priest, these guys are going to make all you guys really good. Plus, if you got 5 mana, you can sacrifice another cleric other than this guy to search your library for a black creature card, and you put it into the battlefield and shuffle. Who's black? Lord Xander, Toxrill, Olivia, Liesa, Sheoldred. Those guys are all black. Or you get the Evolved Sleeper, but why bother? So anyways, yeah, all your top tier guys for 5 mana. Now, you can already pay Sheoldred for 4. The big thing would be that if you don't happen to have availability to get them, you can go and fetch them out of your library there. All right, so then we got the Anointed Peacekeeper, who, it just looks stupid to me, but he's a 3/3 for 3 with Vigilance, and that's good unto itself. But as he enters the battlefield, you can take a look at your opponent's hand. That is great. And then you can choose any card name, not necessarily that which you see in his hand, but any. And the spells your opponent's cast with chosen name cost 2 gray more to cast, so it's a tax card. And then active abilities of the source of the chosen name also cast 2 more, so you can help pin things down. In my experience, this guy gets killed pretty quickly, so whatever. Inspiring Overseer comes out. You get 1 life and you draw a card. Other than that, you got a 2/1 flyer. Good thing is Giada would pump it up by +1/+1. It's a cleric, so therefore the Shadowrite Cleric will pump it up. Intrepid Adversary will potentially pump it up. So you got to pump it. We got Restoration of Eiganjo. I never know if I pronounce that right, but that's what I'm calling it, Eiganjo. And then you got 3-turn Saga. The first turn, you get to search for a plains, and you put it into your hand. Second turn, you can discard a card. When you do, return a target permanent card of mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is great because that will get Intrepid Adversary or Giada or Shadowrite, or any of those guys are actually really good. Or potentially any of your particular lands. Third turn, it turns into the Architect of Restoration, who is a 3/4 Vigilant Fox Monk, and anytime it attacks or blocks, it creates a 1/1 colorless spirit token creature. So, good. You know, it's a decent blocker, it's a decent attacker, and it pumps out extra dudes. Those are not clerics, though, unfortunately, because that'd be great to be able to sacrifice them. None of that is a cleric. But there's plenty of other clerics to worry about. We've got Archangel of Wrath. So she is a 3/4 flyer for 4, and she has lifelink, which is fantastic. But if you can pump red or black mana into here, and we're going to have lots of black potentially, then let's see, Archangel of Wrath, you can only kick it twice, essentially. Once red and once black. And you do have a little bit of red too, but most likely it'll be just the black. But anyways, you could do 2 points of damage to any target. If you do it once, if you kicked it twice, then it'd be an additional 2 points of damage. You could do up to 4 damage by putting her out with 6, right? So you could do 4, 5, or 6. Serra Paragon is a flying 3/4 for 4. And then while it's your turn, you can play a land or a permanent from your graveyard with a mana value of 3 or less. And then, but once it dies a second time, then it's gone forever. It's exiled, but you gain 2 life out of the deal. Well, guess what? 3 or less is pretty much anything from this column over. And you know what these all are? Permanents. So she has a lot of things to return to the graveyard, or back to the battlefield. And it goes not to your hand, but yeah, to the battlefield. Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. Looks like there's only one of Sheoldred in there. There's only one of a lot of cards in here, as a matter of fact. Sheoldred is a 4/5 for 4 with Death Touch. That itself is excellent. But while she is sitting there in play, whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever your opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. They can't deal with Sheoldred. That is a huge hemorrhage that they are going to lose from quickly. Liesa, the Forgotten Archangel, is a 4/5 for 5. She has flying and lifelink, and then whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. And if a creature an opponent would die, you exile instead. So therefore, if you had like Sheoldred out and Liesa, and they kill Sheoldred, then it just comes back to your hand, and you can just recast it. So that's what she allows you to do, is just keep the good times rolling. Unfortunately, usually they just kill her first, and then they go after your other guys. But still, everything they have to kill before they get to something else is more time you have to win the game. Olivia, the Crimson Bride, is, a 6 for a 3/4 with flying and ace. That's expensive. But whenever she attacks, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains when you don't control a legendary vampire, exile this creature. I think as far as legendary vampires are concerned, we got two. We got two. That's good. I'm going to say we don't have a lot of... I was thinking she might be the only one. But it looks like Lord Xander is a vampire as well. So her ability is pretty awesome because whenever she attacks, she'll just be able to go grab guys out of your graveyard. Hopefully you got some of the big guys in there. That'd be cool. Here's Toxrill. Toxrill, the Black King in my mind. 7, right? That's the problem. He's really expensive, but he's a 7/7. And at the beginning of each instep, yours and your opponent, you put a slime counter on each creature you do not control. Creatures you do not control get -1 for each slime counter on them. And then whenever a creature you don't control with the slime counter dies, you create a black slug token creature. You can pay 2 mana, including a blue, which we don't have a whole lot of. In fact, I don't think we have any. To sacrifice a slug, draw a card. We're not going to be drawing cards, but you'll be making slug babies as their dudes die. And lastly, we got Lord Xander. And you could play him. We do have the mana for it, but most likely he'll come out because of Shadowrite Priest or something, right? Let's see. When he enters the battlefield, he's 6/6, 4, 5, 6, 7. When Lord Xander Collectors enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half of the cards in their hands, rounded down. Then whenever he attacks, defender player mills half their library, rounded down. When he dies, target opponent sacrifices half their non-land permanents they control, rounded down. This guy is a nuclear bomb. Man, between that and Toxrill, I mean, you would just clean up. Clean up. All right, so in the land categories, we've got Eiganjo, which is the white Kamigawa one that does 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. We got some regular lands there, a bunch. We got Kamigawa Black, which mills and then returns creatures and planeswalkers from your graveyard to your hand. So if you get some of these guys in the graveyard you want to return, that's what they'll do for you. We got semi-fast land. I don't want to talk about those other ones yet. Let's talk about them. We got Pain Land and Pain Land. Oh, man, these things kill me. But I think you might need the speed for this one to get ahead of the curve. Otherwise, you might be a little too slow. So hopefully that won't kill us too much. But man, I always end up slitting my own throat with these things. And lastly, the Plaza of Heroes, which is for the legendaries. It says you can use this for 1 gray, but you can also add tap it to get 1 mana of any color as long as you use it to cast a legendary spell. This is the thing. If you actually have to pay for Lord Xander the hard way, this is the card that will do it. How many are in there? 1. That's it. 1 of it. So you have 1 card that'll let you play that 1 card right there. Other than that, you having to dig them out with the Shadowrite Priest or something. So just expect that kind of thing to happen. Also, you can add 1 mana of any color amongst legendary permanents you can control. That's not going to help because Lord Xander is the only thing with blue mana in it. So you can't use it to get a color that would help to play him, whatever. And lastly, but this is the best part about this one, pay 3, tap it, exile Plaza of Heroes. Target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible the end of turn. This will keep like Toxrill alive or Sholdred alive through like a board wipe or something like that. As long as they're not doing an exile, this can keep your dudes alive. It also can, if they're trying to bounce it, this will do it. This will keep it alive. All right, so that is what we got. Let's go and see if we can make it work. All right, playing against OldManRay. A lot of mana. Let's keep it. I'm playing in here a little Orzhov action. Let's go for the Intrepid. Overseer. And we'll go in for 3. Currently nobody's gaining any life. There's 4. I'm going to go ahead and Shadowrite to get all our clerics up, an additional 1 here. And we'll take this in. And let's go ahead and put out a Escort. Need a 5th mana, and things can get interesting. Not a 5th mana. All right. I'd love to start shooting things with Angel of Wrath, but I'm not going to wait that long. We'll just go ahead and put it out there. So 4, pay for it with a little blood. And then we'll send in 1 and 2. Lifelink for lifelink. He gains it, I don't. Is that the deal? That sucks. Come on, 1 mana. Just give up your turn and give me another mana. You're looking to kill somebody. You can tell. Ooh, you're going to return something from your graveyard. You're touching things, huh? Another one. Okay. And the deck does not want to give me mana, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and pop this guy. Auto pay to get him to pump. Everybody's pumped up. And we win. Victory. We're playing against Ulianis. Ulianis. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's keep it. What a weird mix of cards. All right, white. What are we going for? 3. I think we play for 3 is the Inspiring Overseer. Then we got 4, 4, 6. But everything's great. You're gonna have to get rid of something. Probably a Sholdred. Oh, I see you're knocking down my early game there. All right, I'll attack. Take it in for 1. You got your double blacks up there. All right, we'll get rid of Olivia and this Angel of Wrath. And I think we can do it. I'll attack. This guy's going for discard. That is disappointing. Yeah, he's going to wipe the board. We just have to chill out. I wonder if I can just destroy everything. Yep, okay, cool. I can keep him alive with what we got. We're just going to go ahead and keep pounding him with it. We lose a man out of the deal, but it's going to keep him alive, keep her alive. You need 1 more to be able to kill off Sholdred. Oh, okay, great. Here we go. All right, my turn. Now down to 3. Get rid of super expensive multi-chromatic boy. Oh, an Angel of Wrath is gone. That's disappointing. Alright, all attack. That's all you can do. Alright, 2 points for drawing the card. And we win! Winner, winner, victory dinner. Alright, playing against the Shadowdancer. He's a dancer for shadows. Any old shadows will do. 1, 2, 3. Painland. The Devil's Land. See what we can manage here. Red haste. Alright, Giada, there you are. Do us some good. You gonna put... You only have 1 mana? You decided to play your whole deck, your whole hand with 1 mana. You assumed you draw your 2nd mana? Ah, there it is. I don't swim with my fish. I don't like that. I don't like that either. Guess who's disappearing? Alright, and we'll get Outsiders out and an Overseer. Alright, on this turn, we're going to put out the Evolved Sleeper and an Eiganjo. There's a Plains. Lots of stuff we can grab. We just have to get to the 5 mana mark and the Shadow White Priest. I could have put him out on this last turn. I just get the impression this guy's shooting through. He's packing for Elephant at this point. And the Shadow White Priest is my only outcome. Let's see. Yeah, you're not going to gain me a whole lot there. We'll just let it drop. You can go on back. I do what I want, so we'll take you out. We'll put out this Plains right there. We'll pop this guy. Hopefully Angel of Wrath will be distracting him from what the real problem is, which is going to be pulling Toxrill out on the next turn. Except I have to sacrifice another cleric, and that is not a cleric. Are you a cleric? Nope, you're a monk. That's completely different, apparently. Is there a cleric over here I can worry about? Nope, just Giada. Alright, well I guess I'm not bringing Toxrill out. Alright, we're going to go digging for China is what we're going to go do. There's some clerics there. Let's see. Anointed. This guy's probably the... See, another one of these would be great. Let's put him out. Alright, you look like you're going to try to do something dangerous. I don't like that. There we go. We're getting some life back. See, I didn't like the fact that I spent so much mana just to go get myself another one. Alright, man, whatever. Alright, life is good. I'm expecting the game to end at this point, personally. Alright, and all in. Mob. I don't think he could do 7 points of damage is the problem. He's got a lot of mana, though. Like, if I was him, I'd have to try to trick me into blocking something so I could shoot him. That's not good. I'll have to stick back the Angel of Wrath at this point. Alright, here we go. Double up. All attack. And we're done. I feel bad for showboating. Victory! Alright, playing against M24-0 Chris. What do we got? Painland 4. Well, let's keep it. It's a long way to go, but provided we're not playing against super fasty, hasty red, we should be maybe okay. I appreciate these guys. They're kind of chill. All right, 2, and we got an escort. Izzet eggs. All right. Let's put out that. We'll put out a restoration and a land in our hand. Put a land in our hand, little man. Alright, you can take that and put it in tap. That'd be fine for me. Put out the planes, and we will... Angel... Oh, I can kill that guy with the Angel of Wrath. Put Serra Paragon it then. No attacks. Next turn, we can kill the legendary guy there. He doesn't seem to be playing any sort of, like, counter spells. At least not at the moment. I'm actually quite surprised. I mean, look at this. He hasn't put out a single instant sorcery since he put out the egg. There we go. Whatever you want there, Squishy. All right, let's pay the extra. Dead. Riku's back, everyone. All attack. I got a lot of creatures blowing smoke rings right now. This Seed of Eiganjo could potentially take out the Cindermouth Dragon once it hatches. Alright, you got 2 mana. You start shooting. If I were you, I'd be going after the Archangel of Wrath. Yeah, there's your ace in the hole. Are you just trying to throw stuff away at this point? I mean, you have barely anything in there. You got 2 instants. No, that's fantastic. Okay, we'll hold on. Let's just go for the attacks, I guess. 3 in. Eiganjo's against attacking or blocking. Uh-huh. You gonna block something good? All right. The sleeper shall awaken. These guys are kind of dumb. At least they let you tickle them a little bit. I know. I feel bad for touching you. You're asking nicely. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, you ready to be another blocking creature? What do I have showing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 without a blocker. All right, cool. All in. Come on, let it up. I'm coming for you, chunky monkey. Okay, this is the part where you're trying to do math. I can tell you, no math. Just feel it with your guts. At this point, you should go after the Archangel of Wrath. That's what you should do. Next to blockers. Now, you can see I got tricks on me right here. Let's go for it. Can I not do it? Apparently I can't. That sucks. All right, next. See, that's with no math. I should have done the Evolved Sleeper. I could have pumped him up by quite a bit, and I didn't do it. In fact, I can do it right now is what I can do. That's what no math gets you right there. You can try to shoot him while he's down. That's not fair. How am I not able to sacrifice her? Did he not have a +1/+1 counter on him? All right, come in for the attack. There you go. You should play your dude. There you go. Burn down the house. Okay, I just need another cleric. And then go get something awesome. All right, pass it on, my friend. All right, my big hope is I can pull a cleric. And that is not a cleric. And no tax, we're done. He's looking. We can still pull this thing off. We just gotta get another cleric, probably. I mean, I got enough mana to play anything. Where are the expensive guys? I don't know. They're somewhere. No blocks. All right, we're down to 16. There, it looks like a cleric. All right, let's try out... Toxrill. And we got a slug, baby. Alright, so he pretty much has to cast that guy. What are you doing there, Super Chunk? There we go. There's a blocker for you. Alright, let's play this guy. Let's do another human sacrifice. Who we're bringing out this time? Let's do... I'm thinking Shouldered, personally. And no attacks. And they are weak. That kills you. Yeah, that was death right there, my friend. That's 8 points no matter what. It's on the stack. You'd have to do something to gain a lot of life right now. Yeah, keep drawing that card. That's the solution. I guess at this point it's a sunk cost. It's either find the solution or die. There we go. Victory! Alright, so here we are with what I'm calling the pile. Because it's just a pile of cards, just creatures. Creature. And when I saw it on the Platinum Mythic list, I thought, what is going on with this deck? There's just nothing going on. Control's not there. There's, just nothing. It's just a pile of lands. In fact, there's like blue guys in here in as well. This is not a blue deck. It's whatever, Mardu, I guess would be the best thing you could call it. But, Plaza of Heroes provides one color to, if you need a legendary guy. So that's what handles Lord Xander, I suppose. It was the pile, just a big pile of junk. I wanted to see how it played. Well, you know what I found out? It played pretty darn well. I liked it quite a bit. I was impressed by its ability to just slam people. It worked very well together, the synergy did. And yeah, it was a great deck. So let's give it a rating. The question is it competitive? Well, I did pick it up off the Platinum Mythic list. I did get a fairly decent win rate. I got 63%. So I'm going to say, yeah, this is a competitive deck. I mean, there are better decks, at least ones that just feel like they just go to crazy town. I'm talking like mono red, mono blue. But, you know, even those guys lose. I don't know what their ratings are. But, you know, anything above 60 is pretty decent. So secondly, is it a fun deck? And yes, you know who my big, I can say the big hero is Shadowrite Priest. I didn't like Lightbulb Head for a long time, mostly because I didn't like the art. But figuring out that essentially, yeah, you can go and get any black creature you want out of your deck by paying 5 and sacrificing another cleric, great. So is this really just, yeah, it's just the cleric deck again? Is that what I'm playing? Yeah, I just couldn't even see it. There's just no control. And but it does a great job. It does a great job. I mean, Angel of Wrath, I guess, has got some control. It was fun. Yeah. And lastly, was it interesting? And yes, it was interesting. Mostly because by looking at it and not putting a lot of thought into it, I couldn't even tell what this deck did. I really couldn't. I mean, I saw they had Sholdred, it had Toxrill, it had Olivia, the Crimson Bride. And I'm just like, all right, I'm sold. It's got to do something to get those creatures out. Let's see what we can put together. And yeah, it does. It did a good job, and it was competitive. So I'm going to give this deck an A+. I think it's a good deck. I think it's something that people can play with. I think it's really interesting, and I think you'll like it if you play with it too. So if you so should choose to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of a commonly good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.